Welcome back, everybody. We are back. I'm Jay Friesen.
I'm Brian Mattson.
And this is the Dead Reckoning Spindle.
And that's the portion of our show where Jay, and it happens to be the most popular portion of our show.
I don't get it. I'm not that interesting.
People like watching you and I banter. Apparently, this is the Spindle. We talk about current events, kind of what's going on. We, try to relate things to, critically think about things through the lens of our Christian faith. That's what we do on the Spindle portion of the show. This is season 3 of our little web TV show.
I am refreshed and excited to be back.
Why are you so refreshed?
I went to Hawaii.
Well, see, now that'll work. I've been stuck here in snowbound Montana.
I went surfing.
It's just, the snow will never end.
I played in the sun on the beach.
And now it's the time of year I call dirty winter.
I paddled
where
like this.
Nothing is pristine and neat anymore. It's all dirty snow.
It's sunny
and
all the time.
There's no leaves on the trees.
It was fantastic.
And it's dark all the time.
The surf splashing against your feet
and
hearing the crash and the taste
exhausted.
of salt in your
You want to go to bed at 8 o'clock.
That's why I'm refreshed. You're not refreshed?
Well, I just gave a whole litany of why I'm not refreshed.
I was completely burned out when I left. I did not want to do this. I did not want to do anything.
The sun of the South Seas will revive you. And you and your lovely bride did get a lot of sun. And I know that you guys, since you were in the sun, didn't notice. Yes. But when you came back, I was like, whoa, you've been spending time in the sun.
I didn't notice.
And I just loved it. The UVs in Hawaii are just so strong, and your skin got all bronzed. And I know that'll refresh you. Did you know that in Aberdeen, Scotland, where I lived for
it rains all the time.
3 years. In Aberdeen, Scotland, it is very far north. So your winter time, the sun will come up, peak above the horizon at about like 9:30 in the morning, and it is gone by 3:30 in the afternoon. So you have the winters are so dark. There are tanning salons everywhere because people need, what's the vitamin the sun gives you? Vitamin
E.
C, vitamin E or whatever.
E.
They go into this tanning booth and they get tan D, and it lifts their spirits, because it's so depressing when it's dark. I feel that way. You got sun. That's why you're energized for a new season.
I am.
I have been here in the dark winters of Montana, and I'm pale, and I'm feeling run down. But we're going to do this new season anyway.
Yeah, and before I get to a funny tale from Hawaii,
okay.
The season is going to be roughly the same. I mean, we don't have too many changes. I took myself out of above the pay grade a little bit because Brian's fine and I need to run the tech anyway. But I'm really excited about your commentary. Your commentary is going to look at the reliability, historicity, accuracy, and doggone it, truth of the scripture.
Yeah, pretty much. We're going to talk about the text of the Bible. I've noticed recently a lot of misinformation flying around.
Last couple of weeks on Facebook?
Yeah, on Facebook. And then Bill Nye, when he was in a debate, the science guy, when he was in a debate this last week, made some comments about the Bible and the transmission of the Bible and how unreliable it is, that we're just ignorant. I mean, he just doesn't know. Or maybe he does know, but he was just trying to score a debate point. I think it's important for people to know, what is this book? Can we trust that what is here is what was originally written? How was it transmitted? What about the fact that we have all of these copies and there's differences among the copies? I mean, can we really trust this thing? The answer is yes. There are good answers to all of those things, and that's what I'm going to share with you this month on the commentary.
And I'm excited. And don't get too bummed out about not looking at more of the Apostles' Creed.
Oh, the hiatus on the Apostles' Creed.
We're going to be diving into that in 45-minute blocks somewhere around later this spring. We're going to have his full your full long big sessions.
It'll be a
good.
16-week or 16-segment course on the Apostles' Creed, Ancient Faith for Modern Times. We are going to film that, and then we're going to make that available to you later this spring.
I'm really excited about producing that. It's just going to be super fun.
Cool. So tell me a funny Hawaii story.
Oh, yeah, right. So Hawaii. So we're getting ready to leave and fly out.
Getting ready to leave here or Hawaii?
Oh, we're getting ready to leave Hawaii to come back home. We've already been there like 2.5 weeks. So I get this email that morning the morning before.
The morning before you
It says it's time to check in. And I'm like,
and you
what
thought it's not time to check in?
World. It's not time to check in. Because they send you those 24 hours
24
in advance,
hours, yeah.
and we're not leaving until the next day. Well, Molly's like, go ahead and log in and see what happened. I log in. Lo and behold, my 1.5-year-old daughter is flying back by herself that night. So my wife is like,
That's a
brilliant.
A night
I
by
can
ourselves,
fly
Jay.
without my daughter. And she had been a pain that week. Okay, we're talking constant. Even if I was in the room, didn't matter. Mom, I want mom.
I have a daughter that wants to crawl back in too.
Yeah.
Yes, this is not uncommon.
So it's just terrible. So my wife is like, this is brilliant. I'll fly.
Put her
and
on the plane.
I'll get there and she'll be there already. This will be fantastic.
No, this doesn't
it's not
work.
going to work.
Yeah, you can't
And
fly a
so
1.5-year-old.
What had happened is I called and got it sorted out. But what had happened was we booked the flight 11 months in advance. And
Wow.
when we booked it, my daughter was only 6 months old. And I had to do everything individually online because we used a companion fare for myself and my son and then miles for my wife. Well, 8 months ago, that's 2 different record locators. And then like 6 months goes by, we fly to New York for my brother-in-law's wedding, and my daughter is a pain to have as a lap child.
So you said I'm going to buy a ticket for her to go to Hawaii.
We bought her a ticket on miles to Hawaii, and that's 3 record locators. Well, my father-in-law had since joined all the record locators and their record locator because they were flying too. So if anybody got bumped or moved or shuffled around,
Everybody
got bumped or moved or shuffled around, except the day before we leave.
Lily got bumped.
So
she was gonna
consequently,
take a
it was
red-eye.
kind of a blessing in disguise because we got
You
a
all
red
got
eye.
the red eye, right?
We all got the red eye. We were home earlier, and the kids slept the entire time.
It's beautiful.
And Seattle has a fantastic kids play area, Seattle Airport. So, my son Tito, he just went and ran around in the airport the entire time while my wife and I, we literally like pushed the stroller to keep my daughter asleep because she was just fussy. She was sleeping, but not like sleeping.
So some
sleeping.
teeth breaking out or
So
something.
we bought this umbrella stroller, one of those disposable
Right.
$20 things, the Minnie Mouse with the ears. Can't look cool doing that. Well, it doesn't lean back. And so when she's trying to sleep, her head is like,
Drooping forward.
and then she chokes on her own
See,
tongue
the
or
difference
something.
between
and
you-
so you're like pushing it down, like wandering around. Kind of like
The difference between you and me,
you're sipping coffee. I'm like,
the difference between
Sup,
you and me
babes?
is that you care that your kid's head and neck is drooping down and it looks like they're going to break their neck. I actually never cared. I just let my kid's head droop and let them sleep that way. They're young. They bounce
she would
back.
just wake up. So
Oh, well, that's... And
Anyway.
you did not want that to happen?
that was my.
Did you like that little acting thing that you just did there? The charades you were playing? I mean, it was,
You can't do that on the radio. It's
you
fun.
can't do that on the radio, that is for sure.
I'm kind of an action-oriented guy.
We got... so did we talk about the new studio space?
No.
We didn't. Well, we've got...
Well, it's the same studio space, but I moved out.
We now have a dedicated studio, so things are going to look a little different this season. We've changed out the sets. The red futon, I know, don't pick at us or send us nasty letters. The red futon's gone.
But we replaced it with something I think is arguably cooler.
It's cool. It is a duct taped orange chair that Marty Crane would be proud of.
I think it's from the 70s. It's Danish, and I found it on Craigslist.
It's really cool. Anyway, that's going to be different. Some of the sets are going to look a little different. We're excited about it because we really like the space and we can kind of set things up.
And we don't have
and
leave it, and we don't have to move stuff around because we were moving whole walls, man. It was just like
We got some new equipment that we're kind of ironing out and figuring out.
my Apple died.
We are excited about the new camera. I mean, doesn't this look fantastic, folks? No. I mean,
no, it looks terrible.
This is as good as it gets for what we're doing.
A camera only looks as good as what's on it. That's why you're all looking at me.
I don't know.
Right. So,
Yeah. Anyway,
what happened to you over the holidays?
absolutely. I mean, other than just having it be a depressing winter, nothing. Had a great time at Christmas. It was a good time with the family. We had a great Christmas. It was a relaxing time, and trying to gear up for another year of doing my work.
I heard you got a sweet contract gig and you're writing a book.
Well, I do have some things that I'm working on. I'm working on a book, but that's not going to be forthcoming anytime.
But what's it about?
Really soon.
You got to start marketing right away. You just got to market these things right away.
I'll market when the time comes. When the time is ready.
In the meantime, go pick up his book, Politics and Evangelical Theology, and make your friends mad.
You know, I'm becoming more and more convinced that book is... I wrote that during an election season because I think people need to think about these political issues in a biblical way, and so I wrote it for that reason. I'm becoming convinced that the book is more relevant than it was even during an election year.
You can get it on Amazon. Is it available on the Kindle yet? Because I read everything on the Kindle.
It is available.
I don't even have a copy, and I should get a copy.
This is available both on Kindle edition, and you can get a nice hard copy. And it's Politics and Evangelical Theology. If you're interested in really nerdy theology, you can buy my other book that's available on Amazon, but it'll only set you back $147. And you're probably not going to be interested.
Nerd alert.
Some people will be. There's all 5 of you out there might be interested.
What is a $147 book about?
It's called Eschatology and the Image of God. In Herman Bobbing's Reformed Dogmatics.
What does eschatology mean for those who are
study of the last things or human destiny? Where are all things headed? How is that related to the doctrine of the image of God, that Adam and Eve are created in God's image? And how does all of that relate to the work of Christ and the work in believers now? Anyway, it's all queuing off of a great theologian, Herman Bavinck, who was a 19th century Dutchman. Anyway, this is a very, very technical...
But it does bring to mind the new Left Behind movie, and I think Nick Cage has hit rock bottom. We'll talk about that after it gets released.
Yeah, maybe we should go... No, we're not going to go see... I'm not spending money on the new Left Behind. We did, however... Our Dead Reckoning, official Dead Reckoning comedian, at John's Buffalo is the Twitter handle. Mm-hmm. I am very proud to be one of his 2 real Twitter followers. Jay
I was going to say, he is so funny. He went out and bought himself 4,500 followers.
Yeah, it's beautiful. He's a really funny guy. At John's Buffalo. Anyway, he loves the movie Gravity. Okay, he says this thing for Sandra Bullock, and he's been to the theater like 6 times.
No, it's not a thing for Sandra Bullock. It's a thing for Alfonso Cuarón.
He likes the director, so he dragged me to the thing. He dragged Jay to the thing.
He dragged me under false pretenses.
Yeah, he's a sly one. To go see Gravity in 3D. And I will admit, I really enjoyed it.
It was the best cinematic experience I've probably been to in many, many years. And this is in 3D, and I've seen a couple 3D movies, and I'm involved in the industry, and I hate 3D, and most of the other people hate 3D.
This is a pretty cool 3D movie.
This worked well. Mm-hmm. This was incredibly cool. In fact, I was trying to find a way to take my wife, but I don't think kids, man. It's just
my
hard.
problem. I guess my problem, and this is where John and I would disagree. I mean, obviously, he wants to see the thing over and over again. I thought that having seen it once, I think that on a second viewing, there are a lot of scenes that I would find get tedious.
I don't know. I kind of wanted to. I found myself after the film kind of wanting to re-enter that world, and that's I think what I mean by a great cinematic experience. Because on the big screen, plus 3D, plus the whole space environment, it was just done. I felt like I was a part of what was going on, and that was really attractive to me. Like a lot of times you go see a movie and you're viewing the movie. Sometimes you're involved in the movie, but it's rare. For me, that was just a great cinematic
It was tremendous. I mean, Sandra Bullock has turned herself into a fine actress. I don't know how they film this stuff. I mean, how do you do this without being in space? That's what I don't get. I mean, these people were in space.
Black magic.
They were. It is.
And I'm not going to reveal my secrets.
Sorcery. That's what's going on.
A good magician never reveals his secrets.
Sorcery. I will never trust my senses again.
So we will probably go see Noah as an exercise for Dead Reckoning to review it. And that we can go during the middle of the day.
And we might have our friend Brian Godawa back too.
I think we should.
And we'll all three discuss that movie.
So anything else over Christmas?
No, not really.
Okay, well, my film Crafted, Beer, Faith, and Community, is almost finished. It'll be out in March. We're going to have kind of a premiere in Missoula. in the coming weeks, and I'm really excited about it. It's gotten some really good reviews, and we've got CCM artist Chris Taylor. We've had him on the show.
Yeah, former guest. Chris Taylor.
He's a Grammy-nominated rock artist, and he's going to be doing a special track for the song, and or for the special song for the track, special track for the song,
special song for the film, song for the film.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go.
That's cool. So you may remember, actually, last fall, we were talking about Jay going up to Missoula to do a film project, and these are the fruits of it. It will be available soon.
Free, online, everywhere.
Yeah, and it's really cool. This is about a local pastor in Missoula, Montana, who wanted to start a nonprofit to help out the community. So he went to Big Sky Brewing, which is like the 5th largest brewery in the country, and said, look, my church is called All Souls. I want you to brew All Souls Ale, and I want you to give all the profits to this nonprofit.
So if you want to watch the trailer's up.
Pretty cool.
The trailer's up. It's on my site, redfutonfilms.com.
Yeah.
And then my personal site, jfriesen.com. But
yeah, so that's exciting. Jay's got some cool stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So anyway, I think that's going to be our Spindle.
I think so. I was, not the most pizzazzy, but it was still cool.
I thought you had lots of pizzazz.
Oh, you're so kind. I think you're looking pretty hipstery today too.
Oh man.
Are you going to show everybody the hair? You're going to show everybody the hair?
I don't understand hipsterdom. No, I'll actually style it one of these days. But remember No Sex November? I mean, No Shave November? Where you don't shave and your wife doesn't have sex with you because of it?
Yeah.
For the entire month. Well, instead of doing my face, which I'm always got facial hair and beard, I did my top of my head. He's doing
the top of his cranium.
So here's what happened.
Actually has hair on it.
So Christmas rolls, I get lazy and I don't cut it until Christmas, and Christmas comes around and I'm trying to ask my wife, I was like, honey, do you want me to grow my hair out or do you want me to shave it back off bald again? She refuses to answer. And so I'm pestering her over and over, like, honey,
what do you want me to do?
Well, in the meantime, my 3-year-old, Daddy.
Would you not
Dad. He's like, I think you should grow your hair out. I thought, okay.
Hey, when a 3-year-old tells you to grow your hair out, you grow your hair out. What's that cool meme that goes around Facebook sometimes? No matter how cool you think you are, when a 3-year-old hands you a toy telephone, you answer it.
I've never seen that meme.
You haven't seen it? That's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Great, yeah.
Okay. On that note, check out other segments above the pay grade with Jennifer Law about her new film Breeders, legal surrogacy.
We're talking with Jennifer Law about buying and selling babies and renting wombs.
Criminal surrogacy.
Yeah.
All right. And commentary. We start looking at the reliability of and accuracy of Scripture. With that, I'm Jay Friesen.
I'm Brian Mattson.
This is Deadly.